Hi guys, welcome to my channel Your Health. We are here to improve your health. Your health. Chanel cares about your health. Access all your health information instantly. You will continue to receive through this channel. Please support.
This lowers blood sugar faster than anything else. This decreases blood sugar more quickly than other method. There is only one substance that lowers blood sugar levels more quickly and effectively than everything else. All diabetics can perform it because it is so easy. If you have diabetes, whether it be type 1, type 2, or another type, let's discuss it as the most efficient method for reducing both your short-term and long-term blood sugar levels. Involves raising insulin sensitivity, and I've got 8 suggestions for you. How you can do it, specifically a general indicator of how responsive or resistant your body is to the hormone that reduces blood sugar, insulin. Insulin sensitivity is good and insulin resistance is poor. Sadly, many medical practitioners disregard this issue and instead concentrate on enhancing insulin. The more insulin resistant you are, the more insulin you need to inject. If you have type 2 diabetes or are pre-diabetic, your body probably still produces some insulin. But the more insulin resistant you are, the more insulin you need and the harder your body needs to work to produce that insulin, or you risk developing complications. Sensitivity, they concentrate on prescribing more medications, and it bothers me now if you are type 1 diabetic. Your body doesn't produce insulin and you need to inject it. Maintain low blood sugar levels to increase your ability to respond to insulin. For 35 years, I have had type 1 diabetes. Therefore, I believe I have some knowledge about it. Let's begin by saying, tip number 8, did you notice that your blood sugar increases significantly when you are under stress? Your blood sugar will spike as a result of ongoing stress because it keeps the levels of these hormones high and your body simply needs more insulin to bring it back to normal. Stress definitely puts your body into fight or flight mode, which stimulates the production of stress hormones, like cortisol and glucagon, that break down glycogen into glucose that your body can use as a quick source of energy, lowering blood sugar levels and increasing insulin resistance in your body. So, the 8th advice is to just lower your stress levels. Identify such stressful circumstances, try to entirely avoid them, or find coping mechanisms for them to avoid stress. Regular exercise, adequate sleep, and specific breathing techniques are things that I find to be stress reducing. So you might want to look into those things in the future. Tip number 7. Tip number 7, recommendation for enhancing insulin sensitivity. Did you know that exercise promotes an immediate increase in insulin sensitivity and that it lowers blood sugar and helps move sugar from the blood to muscles? Depending on the type of exercise, this effect can last anywhere from 2 hours to 2 days. The activities I engage in most frequently are jogging, hiking, and high-intensity weight training. When I go for a run or a walk, my blood sugar levels begin to fall almost immediately. A 30 to 45-minute run or walk is currently the quickest way for me to do this. When I engage in resistance exercise with high intensity, such as push-ups, sit-ups, and leaping, burpees or jacks, my blood sugar does not start to fall right away. I have found that I am significantly more sensitive to insulin at night and even the day after, and that it actually starts to decline a few hours later. I exercised resistance. Get moving and exercise at least 3 or 4 times per week to improve insulin sensitivity. Choose the activity you enjoy the most, and if you have any limitations, choose one that you can actually do. Anaerobic activities, such as high-intensity or resistance training, on the other hand, might temporarily spike your blood sugar because they activate those stress hormones. But they typically improve insulin sensitivity and lower those blood sugar levels for several hours or even a couple of days after the exercise. Therefore, if you are an insulin-dependent diabetic, you should always have a juice box or some glucose steps on you in case you need to treat a low blood sugar event. Tip number: lack of sleep has been linked to reduced insulin sensitivity in several studies. One such study involved healthy volunteers who were getting no more than 4 hours of sleep per night, when they were compared to a group of participants who were getting 8.5 hours of sleep. They could see that the group who slept less had higher levels of resistance, which is what we don't want. Sometimes I have trouble with obstinate higher. Tip number 5 is to include more fiber in your meals. This one is quite simple to implement and doesn't involve a lot of effort, but it improves insulin sensitivity and results in more stable blood sugar levels in real life. I enjoy fiber because it helps me digest food more slowly and lowers my blood sugar levels after meals. If you consume a meal that is high in carbohydrates, the effect on your insulin sensitivity will be apparent. When you begin including fiber in your diet, which is something you can even because fiber is present in a wide variety of foods, you can find it in fruits, vegetables, legumes, seeds, nuts, or grains if you follow a certain diet. If you've ever watched my channel, you probably already know that chia seeds are my preferred source of fiber. I enjoy including them in just about anything. I also enjoy eating a variety of bean and lentil soups as well as chili that is packed with vegetables. Try to choose fruits with a lower glycemic index if you are worried about blood sugar increases after eating them, such as berries, avocado, grapefruit, guava, apricots, or kiwi. These fruits are known to be extremely blood sugar friendly. I discuss the following insulin sensitivity tip. Let's quickly discuss weight loss and why it isn't on my list of suggestions for more fiber will be present in foods as they become less processed. Making insulin sensitivity better despite the fact that medical specialists frequently counsel obese and insulin-resistant patients to lose weight in order to increase their insulin sensitivity. I don't advise individuals to do so because I merely believe that if you follow all the prior advice. I said in this video that you are very unlikely to be overweight, especially over the long run. So let's move on and stop obsessing over losing weight. Although it takes a little more work, I believe that this is one of the most crucial and potent methods for long-term improvement of insulin sensitivity. I've discussed this a lot on my Your Health channel, but I feel the need to bring it up once again here. It has a significant effect. Avoiding processed foods, especially those with added sugar, artificial trans fats, and other artificial components, is tip number 4 for improving insulin sensitivity. The simplest method to achieve this is to cook more at home using whole foods and to immediately stop visiting fast food establishments. I still believe that occasionally consuming some processed meals is acceptable. Yogurt with Greek olive oil, bitter chocolate. These things won't significantly impair insulin sensitivity if you're a fan. It's acceptable to choose a restaurant that serves bread or spaghetti. If you must, use the general principle. If this kind of diet sounds too difficult for you, I would recommend always choosing the whole grain version of these foods. You should also always read the label to find foods with more fiber and no added sugar since these will increase your blood sugar much less quickly. Let's quickly discuss weight loss and why it isn't on my list of suggestions for more fiber will be present in foods as they become less processed. Making insulin sensitivity better despite the fact that medical specialists frequently counsel obese and insulin-resistant patients to lose weight in order to increase their insulin sensitivity. I don't advise individuals to do so because I merely believe that if you follow all the prior advice. I said in this video that you are very unlikely to be overweight, especially over the long run. So let's move on and stop obsessing over losing weight. Tip number 4. Although it takes a little more work, I believe that this is one of the most crucial and potent methods for long-term improvement of insulin sensitivity. I've discussed this a lot on my Your Health channel, but I feel the need to bring it up once again here. It has a significant effect. Avoiding processed foods, especially those with added sugar, artificial trans fats, and other artificial components, is tip number 4 for improving insulin sensitivity. The simplest method to achieve this is to cook more at home using whole foods and to immediately stop visiting fast food establishments. I still believe that occasionally consuming some processed meals is acceptable. Yogurt with Greek olive oil, bitter chocolate. These things won't significantly impair insulin sensitivity if you're a fan. It's acceptable to choose a restaurant that serves bread or spaghetti. If you must, use the general principle. If this kind of diet sounds too difficult for you, I would recommend always choosing the whole grain version of these foods. You should also always read the label to find foods with more fiber and no added sugar since these will increase your blood sugar much less quickly. You can gradually replace the ingredients rather than going all in at once. Simply follow step by step, and you will see that your blood sugars will improve significantly very quickly. By the way, there is one tool that I want to highlight that you can start replacing the unhealthy addict once with the healthier addict once. When I switched to more home-cooked meals, I used a lot. Before we discuss 3 additional strategies for enhancing insulin sensitivity, we must address the issue at hand, a low-carbohydrate diet. This is a common piece of advice given by members of the diabetes community or even by healthcare providers. If you wish to prevent having excessive blood sugar levels, consume fewer carbohydrates. Your blood sugars will be alright if you follow a low-carb diet. But can you actually improve your insulin sensitivity by doing so? Eating low-carbohydrate food won't actually increase your insulin sensitivity. You could actually experience the complete opposite outcome and become more insulin resistant. Don't get me wrong. Eating low carbs is a great way to avoid these unpleasant blood sugar spikes, and it actually makes it very easy to achieve a non-diabetic blood sugar very quickly. However, eating low carbs will not solve the insulin resistance problem, especially if you are overweight. Tip number 3. Many researchers claim that when you regularly practice time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting, it might increase your chances for a longer life. Some studies also suggest that intermittent fasting can help reduce insulin resistance, but it doesn't have an immediate impact on the blood sugar levels immediately. This one is quite interesting because it is a specific way of eating, but it doesn't focus that much on what you eat but when you in numerous ways. There are several ways to practice time-restricted eating, but the 8 meaning is the one I prefer or use the most frequently. I eat for 8 hours out of the day and for the remaining 16. When I fast, I don't eat anything after 7 a.m. and I skip breakfast. My normal eating window is between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Only black coffee is what I drink in the morning. Tip number 2. The second tip is to regularly check your blood sugars, or, better yet, get a continuous glucose monitor if you can. The more you check, the more you will understand. Is likely the most significant thing that can help you improve insulin sensitivity on this list, and if you have watched my channel before, you probably know what I'm going to say because this thing is a game changer. You will be in a lot better position to choose which lifestyle decisions you want to make in the future after you understand how specific foods, exercise, stress, and other factors affect your blood sugar levels and insulin sensitivity. I believe this is crucial because we only have one life to live. You only have one life to live, and if you concentrate on monitoring your blood sugar levels and maintaining blood sugar management moving forward, I think 99% of any potential diabetic consequences can be eliminated. Tip number 1. Let's discuss the insulin sensitivity miracle drug. There are certain natural things that can assist with that specifically. If you're wondering if there's a supplement, herb, or anything else that you can take every morning and every evening to help you improve your blood sugars and insulin resistance for the years to come, you should know that it exists. Things like apple cider vinegar, fenugreek, amla, berberine, and others are useful if you have type 2 diabetes, but I personally don't use them. That's not to say they don't work, but I get the impression that too many people on YouTube and elsewhere online are trying to sell me a magic cure, all that will make my diabetes disappear for good. This deters me a little from learning more about various treatment options. Herbs and dietary aids. I stick to my favorite diabetes superfoods instead, so my first piece of advice is to consume more of those. For more videos, visit my Your Health channel and don't forget to like, and subscribe.